Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And we're excited to share. My name is Tasia Verno, and this is my husband, Dave. And I want to share a little bit with you tonight our story of being business partners and teammates and husband and wife, and how we do all of those things. Well, I'm not going to say seamlessly because we are still humans, but I wanted to start with my story. And many of you know me as a fitness coach, someone who's been coaching for about 7 years. But really, our business teamwork started about 11 years ago. Right after we got married, Dave, who's always been an entrepreneur, decided that it would be fun to open a wine bar. And because this was before we had Ayla and before life actually got real, I was on board and we did probably everything together. We picked out the furniture together. We picked out the wines, the cheeses, the staffing, the decor. It was a dream. It was, who doesn't love to drink wine and eat cheese all day long? So that is when we started our first business together. And we really did have it as a team. But about 6.5 years ago, I was starting to get healthier. I was starting to lose a little bit of weight. I was prioritizing myself. I had Ayla at that point. The wine bar was still going. And I felt like I needed something for myself. And I loved the community that I was losing weight with. I loved my coach. And I watched her build a business just helping other people like myself. And I thought I could absolutely do that. I kind of already was. I was teaching spin and people were asking me how I was losing weight. And I was really doing all the things that my coach was doing. So I said to Dave, because we do things together, and I honestly just wanted to pick his business brain about it. I said, okay, I've been doing this thing. You know, I've been drinking Shakeology. I know you've tried it here and there, and I'm going to sign up to be a coach. Do you remember what you said?
I said, okay. I didn't really know what it meant.
Exactly. He was like, okay. And it was in perfect like Dave fashion, because he has always let me just do whatever it was that brought me joy and things that I wanted to do. But he also sort of was just, you do you. And he didn't take an interest. He didn't really ask any questions. He just thought, whatever it is that you want to do. And that worked. But after I started to get going with it, I realized that I needed more from him. And as I was leaning into the community and learning from other people, it became really clear that when it comes to your family, whoever it is that's in your house, your home team, there's three different kinds of people, three different kinds of supporters or non-supporters. And that being people who are all in, so right behind you, working with you, kind of like Dave and I were doing with the wine bar, we were all in together. There are people who are all out, like giving you grief for what you're doing, not supportive at all, actually tearing you down for what it is that you want to do. And then there are people who, like Dave at that time, were just all shrugs. He was like, cool, sounds good. And I felt like I needed more from him. And although I'm super independent and I really do enjoy doing things on my own, you can't build a business, a real business, on your own. And I really was leaning into my team, but I needed something at home. He was frustrated when I was on my phone all the time, and I was disorganized with my work time. And we had to get on the same page. And I needed him to be all in. So it took a few months. And about 3 months into my coaching business, a check was deposited into our account. And that check paid for our groceries and it paid for a car payment. And he was like, what is it that you're doing again? His ears perked up. He was ready to listen. He wanted to know more because this was affecting now our family. It wasn't just something I was doing on my phone or Zoom calls or working out. It was now affecting our family. So tonight, it's not just going to be me talking, but we really wanted to show and share with you why it's important to get the home team on board and how exactly you can do that. So I thought maybe I'd ask you a few questions.
Fire away.
All right. So first, I want you to share what you initially thought about me starting a business and just what you thought about it.
I mean, I didn't really know you were selling anything until that day on the couch. Like, oh, I made $200 last week. Okay, like how? And then you explain how that night, and it was kind of late at night, and told me what you were doing, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And you went to bed, and I started thinking about it, and I probably spent the entire night, well, probably a few hours on like YouTube and like internet, like Googling everything possible about like Beachbody, pros, cons. People were saying all the negative crap, all the good stuff. And I'm like, you know, the good, like, there's a few people here and there who were like, it didn't work out. But a lot of people were like, this is legit. Not only the money part of it or like the business part of it, but like the success stories of people who are like crazy, overweight, depressed, like the whole bucket of issues, and they were like, this has changed my life. And the money was a kind of like a secondary thing versus the most important thing.
Yeah. So I think you had to fall in love with it in your way and not my way. I loved it because I loved the team and I loved the workouts and I loved being able to talk with women who were just like me. But when I explained that to him, that's when he was like, okay, because how was he going to hang out with the team? How was he going to hang out with women like me? He needed to, I guess, figure out what you loved about it. And because he is the business brain between the two of us, the numbers, the marketing, I guess behind the scenes type thing, that's why I think when you stayed up late and you watched YouTube videos and you tooled around the Coach Online office and looked at those things, the things that I didn't look at, that's what got you more excited about it.
At that time too, I was probably a good 40 plus pounds overweight. And that night I probably felt extra fat. And then I was laying on the couch at 1 a.m, probably eating chips, looking about Beachbody. And then I thought, okay, if I got into this and I lost 20, 30 pounds, whatever, the people that I know in my circle and at the bar, like people who I see every day, like people who are friends, family, customers, like it would be an instant like shocker to them, like, whoa, what happened kind of thing. And I thought that would kind of help you support your business to get going. And I mean, I probably did in a lot of ways to get things
Yeah, I
started a little
probably
bit.
a lot of people can relate staying up late, not feeling comfortable in their own skin, Googling Beachbody, and deciding that they want to do something different with their lives.
I felt like crap. Like that was a weird time. Like
we had a lot of stress. We had a lot of things going on. We had a little girl, we had the business.
We had a new house and baby weight and
so it's actually a testament to when you're busiest and when you have an overflowing plate, sometimes something like this can really bring you together. I remember when you did the next morning, you said, I think that I want to do a program. I think it will help your business. And that was his angle. I think it will help your business. Mm-hmm. He didn't say, I want to lose weight for me, or I want to feel better, or I want to, start lifting weights. I want to help you in your business. And because he went all in with the fitness part of it, it was something that we could share together. Now I could share the meal planning with him. We never worked out together because I'm an early bird and Dave is a whenever the moment strikes kind of working out person. So we never worked out together, but I definitely cheered him on and I tried to also give him a space around it. But yeah, you lost a lot of weight. You did P90X3 from start to finish. And
I almost quit the first time.
Of course, everybody almost quits.
The first day or two was not fun.
What else besides the fitness part of it got you on board? What made you want to be an extra part of it, not just the fitness part of it, but what else? What like event or moment helped you change your mind?
I mean, I'm gonna say easy, but it definitely is a less stressful thing to start business wise. Starting, two bars from scratch, another company from scratch, the amount of money involved and risk was always tremendous. Like even the second bar, you invest, you know, $200,000 into a business, and there's no guarantee that you will ever see a paycheck. And that stress, doing it 3 times, I was done with that kind of risk and stress. And then, seeing Beachbody, um, you can literally start out at a very minimal expense to get going. You can make money right off the bat. Maybe it's not some grand, huge check the first week, month, 6 months, whatever. But the fact that you don't have to risk literally everything you own to start out is a huge, I don't know, factor, or makes it a little more easier at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what are some of the perks that you have experienced along the way or that you didn't weren't expecting, things that like have changed, I guess, your life, not just ours, but yours?
I mean, there's tons of them. I mean, to start out, I mean, losing 40 pounds was nice. Uh, you get comfortable and you get older, and you gain weight a little different than you did when you're in your 20s. So losing the weight was definitely a plus. Um, the money part is great. Whether it's a little bit or a lot, like the extra paychecks make a big difference. Even if you're working full time, you have a regular job, and you're cool with your job, you make good money, but having that little side thing, if that's your gig, is, it's a game changer. Have extra money where you want to put it away to retirement, go on vacation, buy, sports car, whatever you want to do with it. It's nice, but I think also the friendships. The people with this business are real, and some of my best friends in the world have come from Beachbody. And at the end of the day, whether it's, Beachbody, another business, if you're around people who are like-minded, successful, their heads are in the right place, it's a game changer for yourself personally, across the board. Like things that I've done in my life, Beachbody aside, if I didn't have some of those friends and connections I met with Beachbody, um, I mean, honestly, I can never picture, life now without it. It's just been an absolute life changer, financially, and friendships and business aside.
Yeah, I think the community is always like a surprise perk because we talk about it a lot. We talk about how the team and uh, the trips that you go on and the retreats that you go on and these people that you meet, but it's still a surprise perk because you can't put into words how these people are just like you said, like-minded people, and finding them when they, even if they live across the country or in a different country, they're still just like you. And I remember the first time I brought you to an event was in a different state, and I only knew one person, my coach, and it was our anniversary weekend. So I said, let's go together and celebrate our anniversary weekend at a Beachbody event. And you were into it at that point. And I had a meeting to go to. I had a training that I wanted to go to. And I dropped Dave off at my coach's house with her husband, who he'd never met. And I said, I got to go. Bye.
Yeah.
And I now to this day, here we are 6 years later, and Dave and Matt talk on the phone daily, if not 10 times a day. And so those friendship perks really are a surprise, but they are genuine and they are real. And so when we talk about life changing, yes, financially, yes, health and fitness, but life changing when it comes to fulfillment and feeling loved, cared for, just being able to be part of something bigger than yourself, that was an unexpected perk. and one that I could never give up or replace in probably any other kind of business. And I love seeing that for you. I love seeing you be around people who challenge you. Dave and I are different in that aspect where he loves to be around successful people. He's super motivated by people who are more successful than he is. And I can be pretty intimidated by that. I can sometimes crawl into a corner and feel like I'm comparing myself with those people. So that works for us because he pushes me to be around those people, to be around people who might challenge me or give me really great business ideas. And sometimes we learn business ideas that help us in other businesses. Since we opened that first wine bar, we opened a second one. Dave has started a housing business. We've just continued to feel confident in chasing more dreams. And I guess I'm also kind of curious, like where you see this going forward. Like, how do you see Beachbody being part of our lives beyond today?
Uh, I mean, I mean, this week alone, things are looking up. The company's definitely growing. Even things that were newer coming are definitely coming. Like the company's there for the right reasons, and the people in charge are there for the right reasons, and they're not going away. I don't see. I mean, I can't picture us ever s- stopping. Anytime soon. I
Yeah.
mean, years from now. Even if 10 years from now we're like, we're done. I'm tired. Let's call it quits. I mean, the people we've met, the income from it will be. I mean, it's set in stone. It's been life changing forever. So that's not gonna go away anytime soon. But even with that being said, I think bigger things are coming.
So oftentimes when I am talking with people about joining our team and becoming a coach, I get an objection saying I either need to talk with my family and see where they're at, or they might say my family is not going to be really on board with this. It might be just me, or they've joined and they just can't seem to get their partner, spouse, family on board. And that is a deterrent. That is something that keeps people away from pushing themselves, from doing this business, even though they're really excited about it. And I can relate on a level because remember, Dave was all shrugs. He was like, cool, go do what you want to do. But I can't necessarily relate to having someone who pushes back. So I'm going to ask you, what would you say to those people who are living at home, really want to do this business, but they have a family member, a spouse, whomever that is pushing back?
That's tough.
I know it's a loaded question.
You almost, I don't know, it's hard to say. You have to give it a shot. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, and as negative as people can be with this kind of business, I was at first a little bit scared about it, but like, do your homework, reach out. You know, it's a tough one. It is hard. I mean, I get the stereotypes, I get all that stuff. Um, looking back, if I was ever like that, or I made that decision, like this is not the right thing, or or something's fishy here, or like that. I can imagine looking back now, but um, be a little more. Give it some time. Give it 3 4 weeks. Give it 3 4 months. Um, Ask questions. Reach out. You'll be surprised. Yeah, you'll be surprised.
I think something that I have learned along the way we're very much encouraged to do personal development and to work on ourselves throughout this process, being a business owner or working on our physical fitness. We do a lot of personal development. And one thing that I've learned is as we are changing ourselves, our ecosystem, like the people who live around us, start to get really nervous. They want to pump the brakes. They want us to stop doing what we're doing because they're afraid that it's going to change the way things function. Maybe it's going to change our relationship. Maybe it's going to change how I parent. Maybe it's going to change our finances. Maybe it's going to change just what you eat. And change, people don't like change. I think Dave probably says on a daily basis to me, I don't like change. So he may have pushed back a little because things were changing. I was physically changing. What I was making for dinner was changing. My mood was changing. And even though it was for the better, that might have been a little bit scary. But what you find out is when you change in this business, yes, things in your house will change, but that's for the better too. They just need to kind of come around, like you said, like giving it time and utilizing the team and leaning into the team while that time is happening. But I know sometimes that's easier said than done. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to at least give you some strategies so that you can go back to your spouse, your partner, your family, whomever, to try and get them on board while you're working on your dreams. And again, this is something that we've learned through the Beachbody business, but we've applied it to all of our different businesses and all of our different goals in life, things that we want to do as a couple, things that we want to do financially, things that we want to purchase, things that we want to experience. We use these same strategies so that we're on board together. And don't be fooled. We're not always on board together. Again, we are totally human and real life, but we at least try to do it or to do things as a team. So the first thing that I want to recommend is remember why you want to do this business or why you have these goals. What is your why? And gosh, that is a key phrase. People talk about that all the time. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to grow? Why do you want to be a coach? Why do you want to help other people? Why do you want to change your life? Because that why will be your foundation as you're having other conversations. I know we've learned that another really good strategy is you have to have a family meeting. You got to call the family meeting, you got to call it. And you have to sit down and you have to actually share not only your goals, but the benefits of reaching those goals. Sometimes Dave sees benefits of a push towards a new goal differently than I see the benefits. Like he might see it in numbers, he might see it in vacations, he might see it in home improvements. And I see a push in being able to recognize the team and to be able to take a trip, or so we might see things differently, but we talk that out. We talk out those benefits. And now that Ayla's 10 years old and she's a little bit older, we bring her into those conversations too. If mommy spends 30 minutes extra after dinner working on her business, then we can all go on this free vacation together. And so she can be patient with my work time and Dave can be patient with his work time. Actually, a really good example is I remember early on in my business, I was on my phone a lot, answering messages, creating content. I was really using my phone a lot. And Dave had a hard time with it. Why is your face always in your phone? Why are you always talking to other people and not talking to me? We're trying to watch a movie and you're on your phone. And he was right. I was on it because I wasn't organized with my time. And so we worked out a plan of when I was going to be on my phone. And one of the things that we came up with was when we're going somewhere, he's driving and I'm in the passenger seat, that was phone time. And I would use it every time. I'd bring out my phone, I would answer messages, I'd create a post, I would talk to my stories, and he'd be okay with it because that was what we decided on. And then when we got to where we were going, I put my phone away. And we still do that today.
Yeah. There are times like I'll tell Ayla too a lot, like my phone goes off, your phone goes off. It's got to be addressed immediately, whether it's dinner time or whatever it is. But like my only thing is always like, this is the life we've chosen, and if you want to be in daycare all day and we're working in an office all day, then we can do that. Or if you want to have us home all the time and go on vacation all the time, my phone rings at dinner time. I have to answer it. That's the trade-off. So what's better? And usually she sides with let's go on vacation.
Yeah, we talk a lot about what it means to be a business owner with each other, but we're always sharing our goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, the benefits, and then we strategize together. And one thing that I know that we learned was we have to play to each other's strengths. So when there's something that I need his help on, I go to him and ask. And if there's something that I might be struggling with that I think that he can do better, I will actually give him that role. I'll give him that job to help me, so that we truly are doing this together. It's not just him saying, I support you. It's him saying, I'll help you do this. And I bet when you're having those conversations with your family, there might be something that you're really good at. Again, my daughter, really good at TikTok. When I need to make a TikTok or want to make a video, she helps me with that. So there's always someone in your family that can feel like they have a part in the goals that you have. We do a really good job celebrating together. That's another good strategy. When you have a big achievement, talk about it with your family and celebrate it as one. And I think the last strategy is make sure that you're not just scheduling your business time, but make sure you're scheduling your family time. That's really important. And we even schedule the two of us, our time. We schedule date nights. We schedule just going out to breakfast together. Sometimes when I was home and I didn't have an afternoon meeting, we would go out for lunch together. And we would also sometimes, one Beachbody trip was for Dave and I, another Beachbody trip was for the whole family. So we made sure that we were doing things together aside from the business. Don't let that get lost. You need that to nurture your relationship and to keep the relationship important so that the business relationship can continue to thrive. Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other tips or strategies to do this together?
I guess just patience.
Patience.
Lots of patience. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, owning, the bars, doing the concrete business for a while. I mean, at the end of the day, this has probably been the least uh, taxing business on us physically, psychologically. And
Yeah.
the bars can be a lot of stress. Even doing the concrete work, it can be a lot of stress. This has probably been one of the most, I won't say easiest, but one of the more relaxing endeavors that we've done.
Well, it's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Um, there's a lot of perks besides just the money of it, but the health, the money, the friends, the trips. Um, it's definitely been one of the more rewarding things I've done, business wise, by far.
Yeah, it's been great.
Hmm.
So I would say for those of you who are thinking about joining in this business or any kind of business, or someone who's currently in it and just struggling to get people on board, I would say reach out to your coach or a teammate and talk about it, put it out there so that we can all share our strategies. We can all share our tips. We can share our action items. We can share our struggles and our successes together and work through it together, because I believe from what we've experienced as a team that it can be worked through. It can be something that you can have success with if you really want it, if you really are willing to ride the wave, put yourself out there. And I know that this business is so rewarding, so rewarding. And to dream as a team is so rewarding. Our relationship is stronger than ever because we are pushing each other and challenging each other and working together on things that, again, have been life changing. So it really is worth it and exciting. I appreciate you being here, and I am hopeful that this was helpful. And although we are not perfect in how we do things, I think that we have figured out how to be successful in doing business together. No?
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's it for now.
Okay. Again, feel free to share this with anyone who might need to see it, anybody who is curious and would like to hear more. And again, thank you for sharing your time with us. We really appreciate it. Bye.